So this box is absolutely massive. I've had to lift it up, lift the camera up out the way. So I'm going to be adding the Edward Cockpit Details. See if we can get a focus on that one. So the Cockpit Details, seat, and all the radio equipment. So I'm going to be adding that, as well as obviously building the normal stuff. I have the canopy mask, which if you've used them before, you know how good they are. It just saves a lot of time and messing around. They're really, really handy, worth the £6 or £7, whatever they are. And also the seat belts as well. There is included seat belts in the kit. They are plastic, and I will get to that later on. So the instruction booklet or book, it's absolutely massive. There is 310 steps all in. Really well detailed. I would say highly detailed, quite frankly, considering the amount of the stuff that goes into actually making this. It's really, really good. There's a lot of extra details you can add to it. Different variations on how you want to do it. You can add the rockets, drop tanks, unguided bombs, etc. So this is how you can do it. You can also have it, as I've already mentioned, one wing down, one wing up, like so. I will be doing it with the wings folded and the undercarriage down, cockpit open. That's how I tend to build them. I'm not really keen on this because you have to either put it on a stand or do something with it. I won't be doing that. And I want to be able to see, in regards to this, it's a nice idea, but I want to be able to see the actual aircraft itself. I think, personally, for me, as a folder like this, you don't get to see some of the details of the actual aircraft. So I'm going to be doing this. So you can add an electric motor to it. I'm not going to, but the option is available there. I do like the fact I've added this little key of the colours of what you need, but most of it will be blue and green, with the odd little bits here and there, but most of it will be blue and green. Keeps things nice and straightforward. So you start, as always, with the cockpit. It's very well detailed, as I've already mentioned. I'll show you the sprues later on, but you can, like I mentioned, I won't be doing this parts. I will be doing the Edward Photo-Etch seat belts. So there's a few of these steps I will skip over when I build it, but I'll be following the instructions of the PE stuff. So the cockpit itself is very, very detailed. In fact, to be fair, the entire aircraft itself is very detailed. So all the way through it gives you options. Which one do you want? Do you want the wheels up, wheels down, or wheels up? So it gives you the different positions of, and it gives you the different parts you can use for that option. So whether to have, it sort of skips through. So you've got this section here, you're just doing wheels up. So you skip forward to where you got the wheels down. All this detail is in it. You've got the gun bays, which you can have open. You've got the different magazines for the actual different weapons. So it's the first time I've actually had a build like this that's actually included all this level of detail. Like I said, the previous 1/24 stuff I've done from Airfix has been the 1970s stuff, and this level of detail just wasn't even available back then. So just skipping forward slightly, you've got the engine. Now this, I'll show you the sprues later on, but the detail of the engine is amazing. So it gives you the option to add the ignition coils, so out of copper wire, so you can use 0.7mm copper wire. So that's what this is for. So I'll be cutting these to length. So like I said, there's 8 of the 12mm stuff, 8 of the 34mm stuff. It gives you a nice little cutting template, so you can cut all the parts you need, and then different colours to show you how to route the copper wire when you actually come to build it. So this is something I will be doing. I probably will be tearing my hair out afterwards, but it will look brilliant, hopefully. So you've got all the exhaust. One thing I do like about this kit, it does, if you want to, give you the option to leave the engine out of the aircraft. You can put it on its own stand, so if the mechanic, so if you want to do a diorama and the mechanic has taken it out of the aircraft, put it to one side, which they did obviously during the war for maintenance or engine rebuilds or swaps. So that is a nice little option they've got there to give you the extra parts you need to do it. So, like I already mentioned, I've got the metal versions of these on order, so they should be coming soon. So you can have flaps up and down. It gives you the angles you can do, so your trim tabs as well. Obviously your extra fuel pylons. You've got rockets and your 500-pound bombs. Also gives you the option to 1,000-pound bombs as well if you wanted to. You can have either or. So there we go, the canopy assembly. And then this part is for the putting the wings on if you have it the folded way, with more decals, positions just for the cockpit area. Again, I'm going to be using the Edward stuff, so I'll probably gloss over this part when I do come to build it. So you've got the decal positions. These are common to all. The little decals I will be using, but the big stuff I'll be painting on when I come to build it. So you get full colour printouts of how it's meant to look, so you've got really good references. So you've got 2 American versions on this side, on this sheet. You've got another one here, and then the Fleet Air arms on this side. So the clear plastic parts are beautiful. The cockpit canopy and the front windshield is brilliant. I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but the really clear. These are going to look lovely once painted. Yeah, let's pop that back in there. So this is the main fuselage, obviously, of all recessed rivets and panel lines already moulded into the actual body of the aircraft. So the top part of the wings all got recessed panel lines. This is going to be absolutely brilliant for washers, etc. Getting all in those crevices, make it look tired and worn. Yeah. So obviously the inside as well, the inside of the fuselage. You've got the ribs from the actual fuselage. So the point where your radio sits, and you've got a flap that when I build it I will have this open so you can see from the underside into the back of the cockpit area and the radios. So that's one thing I will add. You've got the wing details here. So you've got more cockpit details on, let's pull this apart. More cockpit details here. The raised rivets on here are a really nice touch. It's on both sides as well. So you've got a fuel tank. You've got radios and wiring here. Some of this stuff I will be sanding off or removing when I add the photo etch stuff, as well as the 3 radios as well. This stuff the photo etch stuff probably will replace. I mean, you've got decals for these, they are reasonably well moulded anyway, but the photo etch stuff will make it look just that extra next level. So as I mentioned, you have got 2 different variants of bomb sizes. You've got the 500 and you've got the 1,000 pound bombs, so you can put whichever one you want. You've got an absolute bucket full of rockets. I will obviously be adding these, and then the drop tank, fuel drop tank as well. So these are all nice. The injection pin markings are all hidden away on the inside of these fuel tanks as well, so they'll never be seen, as well as the bombs as well, and with the rockets. So that's well thought out by Airfix on this one. Nice to see, rather than some unsightly areas, which I have seen before. So you got another wing section here. So you can see in the light, all recessed rivet lines as well. So this is the underside of the wings. Yeah, they're really well detailed on all of them as well. Not sure how well that's coming across on camera, but I think you can just see it in the light. These all look lovely. So you've got more internal wing structures, as well as the magazines and ammo boxes for, I don't think that's focused properly. There we go. Magazines and ammo boxes for the cannons. Obviously you get one on each side. So when I do build it, I will have the panels open, so you can see inside the gun bays and inside the internal wing structure. Obviously you've got more wing structure here as well as landing. I think this is, I see wing structure here. You got flaps as well, and internal gun bays. So there's the base that the actual gun sits onto on here. Obviously 3 different sizes of your cannons, the barrels. So, and then you've got the magazine, the ejection ports for the weapons, all here. So this is the front panels for the front nose section of the aircraft itself, as well as engine mounts, and this is the actual intake manifold of the actual aircraft, the engine itself, fuel tank as well. You've got some cabling there, I think that's a fuel filter, I believe. You've got more induction. I believe these are radiators. I may be wrong, but I think they're radiators. So you get your engine mounts, really well detailed. Again, you've got recessed rivets if that's showing up on camera. It might do. There you go. You've got recessed rivets as well. So again, all the ejection ports are hidden on the back of the actual mouldings. Some of these may be seen, so I may have to fill some of these. It depends on where they are. I'll know more obviously when I get actually building it, but a lot of it will all be hidden anyway. So here's the cockpit floor. Again, there's some more raised rivet lines on this one, as well as where the headrest is. You've got pipes, more raised rivet lines as well. These holes are nice and crisp as well. Don't have to drill those out like sometimes you do. The wheels, you've got, if you can see where my thumb is, just there, you've got a nice flat flat spot on all of the tyres as well, so you don't have to actually file it off as you would do normally to make it look like it's parked up. They've included that for you. You've got hydraulic lines and more cabling on here. So this is for underneath the engine area. It gives you options to cut these little catches off depending on whether you have the landing gear up or down. So that's a nice little feature you got there. So obviously the back side of this as well is nicely detailed as well. Just seeing the light there. So again, you get a lot of plastic for your money. These are the flaps. So again, these are all rivets, recessed rivets as well, and then you've got raised rivets on these parts and these as well. So these are the sections that actually connect it to the wings to the actual fuselage as well. So you've got the pre-moulded hinges. Just shows a bit more extra detail there. These control surfaces, nicely moulded as well. All the detail on there, you can just see. So you can have your trim tabs as well. They're separate as well, so you can actually put those on. It looks like you can either set them in position or leave them moving. I think it gives you the option for that. And then the final sprue is the Mammoth Engine. The detail on this is really, really nice. It's absolute massive. This engine is going to, I think, take hours to build properly. So I've got quite big hands. Propeller is massive. Comparing it to bottle level and thinner, that's how big it is. So I think this engine is going to weigh quite a bit once it's all fully built. And then you got the copper cabling as well. It's going to be really, really nice. So you got all the exhausts here as well, and then the engine details, including the actual propeller drive shaft. So yeah, this is going to be one beautiful aircraft once it's fully finished.